An even better opinion of Bernardo del Carpio for slaying the enchanted Roland at Roncesvalles, by making use of Hercules' trick when he throttled the Titan Antaeus in his arms. He spoke very well of the giant Morgante, for, though one of that giant brood who are all proud and insolent, he alone was affable and well-mannered. But he admired most of all Reynold of Montalban, particularly when he saw him sally forth from his castle and rob everyone he met, and when in heathen lands overseas he stole that idol of Mahomet, which history says was of pure gold, but he would have given his housekeeper and his niece into the bargain, to deal the traitor Galeon a good kicking. In fact, now that he had utterly wrecked his reason, he fell into the strangest fancy that ever a madman had in the whole world. He thought it fit and proper, both in order to increase his renown and to serve the state, to turn knight-errant and travel through the world with horse and armor in search of adventures, following in every way the practice of the knights-errant he had read of, redressing all manner of wrongs, and exposing himself to chances and dangers, by the overcoming of which he might win eternal honor and renown. Already the poor man fancied himself crowned by the valor of his arm, at least with the empire of Trebizond, and so, carried away by the strange pleasure he derived from these agreeable thoughts, he hastened to translate his desires into action. The first thing that he did was to clean some armor which had belonged to his ancestors, and had lain for ages forgotten in a corner, eaten with rust and covered with mold. But when he had cleaned and repaired it as best he could, he found that there was one great defect. The helmet was a simple headpiece without a visor, so he ingeniously made good this deficiency by fashioning out of pieces of pasteboard a kind of half-visor which, fitted to the helmet, gave the appearance of a complete headpiece. However, to see if it was strong enough to stand up to the risk of a sword cut, he took out his sword and gave it 2 strokes, the first of which demolished in a moment what had taken him a week to make. He was not too pleased at the ease with which he had destroyed it, and to safeguard himself against this danger, reconstructed the visor, putting some strips of iron inside, in such a way as to satisfy himself of his protection, and, not caring to make another trial of it, he